Hey guys, this is Fox. I'm here to get you some gameplay for the deck Lifebomb that's based around Phytobomb. So we're going to play against Netherian, and he is playing a version of Utera Aloyan Growbots. Alright, so this turn, um, we're not too worried about taking 6 damage. Means he's probably already seen something like a Roar, so we're going to go ahead and play a Master and Lifeblood over here and pass it back to him. And then depending on what he does this turn, we can go Dryad and Roar my team, which means that we'll have 2 pumps leveled. This will almost trade. It will kill this. And unfortunately, we'll have to deal with that Arc Flight, which is an issue. You normally want to have removal for that. So I'll go ahead and Roar, get some damage in, and pass the turn back. Now, if he can't kill this Dryad this turn, we're actually going to be able to Echo Wisp to catch up to the activation he gets from Arc Flight and play an Ancient in front of here blocking. And most likely be able to deal with his entire board. So he has a Tactician, which is a bit worrying, but we're still able to carry out that plan. So we're going to go ahead and Echo Wisp and Deep Range Ancient. Battle. He's left with 2 creatures, but both of them are pretty fragile at this point. And we're going to go ahead and level Echo Wisp and Lifeblood Dryad most likely this turn. He is being pretty aggressive, and we need to be able to stop that, so we really want these creatures to die. A level 1 Warwalker is not as worrying as a level 2, but it is still fairly worrying, which is one of the reasons we're taking out that Tactician this turn. Okay, so we have the beginnings of the turn we want. If he moves his Gargoyle and does not trade it with anything, we're actually in a better position because then we're able to play Echo Wisp and Lifeblood Dryad. But the question is he going to play around Echo Wisp in my hand? And he's not. So we'll be able to deal with the majority of his team this way. Now we are a bit behind, but these, Echo Wisp, these more robot Aloyan based decks have a bit of a hard time dealing with cards like Echo Wisp that grow wide, so it's a pretty important card in the matchup. And if he doesn't kill any of my creatures this turn, though most likely he'll choose to trade with the Echo Wisp, I'll be able to double Lifeblood Dryad, which is a very, very bad proposition for him. Only one of them will get the trigger, but that's still pretty good. Regardless of how this turn goes, I'll be able to Phytobomb and play a Dryad. So he's choosing to kill the Echo Wisp. Alright, so he's actually not going to kill my Lifeblood Dryad. What I'm going to go ahead and do, so this will be +3, those will trade. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to Static Shock this, play a Phytobomb, and then we're going to get a Lifeblood Dryad down over here, which deals with 90% of his board, and now his Gargoyle is locked into trading with the rest of my board. And so by growing wide, we're actually reducing quite a lot of the efficacy that he has in this game. We also have Master of Elements plus free spells. So he's most likely going to use this Matrix Warden to kill off a seedling, which, is fine with me. We still have a board. Most likely we're going to just toss this small Master in front of the Stormforged. Yeah. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we are going to play this Master here, this Master here, that trades evenly, Static Shock, and your Anti-Bolt. Get some damage on that War Charger so it can't just eat the seedling. And now we've dealt with most of his board, and depending on what happens, we can simply overrun him by by growing wide over and over and over and over again. So it looks like he's choosing to take the trade. All right. So he's choosing to take a lot of damage. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and roar up this Ancient, give us another opportunity to have big threats. He's going to take 16, and that will nearly kill this Steelforged. So everything we play pretty much deals with it. And now he has to move into damage control mode a bit. We both hit level 3, so these Phytobombs are going to be very important in making sure that his Gargoyles and things like that, which are normally tough for this deck to deal with, can't get too much value. And that's exactly what it is right there. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we are going to, let's see, do we push through damage here in your Anti-Bolt and then just trade off? I think that actually is the better play. We're not going to Phytobomb here. We want to get him dead. So we want to push him to the point where burn spells start killing him. So what we're going to do is we're going to Static Shock him. Your Anti-Bolt this Gargoyle. Play a Dryad to level the pump. Get him for 16. And then this won't be able to attack next turn. And we'll have some options. Unfortunately, we do not have any way to grow wide this turn, so we're really going to need to worry about that. What we need to do is we need to be able to grow wide over the next couple turns immediately, otherwise we're in a bad spot. So there's no difference to what we play this turn. Nothing we do will kill any of these. If we had a Phytobomb in hand, we could go Phytobomb Dryad and block this and force a trade. And then still have a board state, but unfortunately that won't work. So we're going to have to go a bit into damage control mode. Let's force him... Forcing him to move doesn't do anything. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a Sower. We're going to play a Roar. Master of Elements at this point is basically useless. And then the Seedling will chump block the Steelforged for a turn. All right. So we have an answer to that gargoyle. What we have to hope and pray for is that we don't die this turn. Okay, so he's pushed through damage. So we have to make a decision this turn. So we can get this up to 16, which does not kill that and does not survive. So that's not exactly the answer we're looking for. A better play, though, is to Master of Elements here, Lightning Spark this. The seedling won't matter. We're going to replace it after combat anyways. Hit battle. And then Echo Wisp this board. So that should deal with most of his board with the exception of that gargoyle. Next turn we can Phytobomb an Ancient. He has a Tactician, so if he has Breakthrough, we are in big trouble. Arc Flight Squadron is worrying. So something we're going to do, so we're going to go ahead and Static Shock this. These will trade now. I'm going to hit battle. Phytobomb, and then use Ancient to force the gargoyle to die. Now, this is a difficult board state, as we're trying to force as many trades as we can. We are in a better position in that we have an Echo Wisp and a Master of Elements in hand. Unfortunately, his Bright Steel Gargoyle will survive, and that is worrying. But we can make sure that his whole board dies pretty much this next turn. So what we are going to do is we are not going to die to this Arc Flight. We're going to block it with Master. Hit battle. Then what happens is we are able to play Echo Wisp. And we are going to level this Phytobomb off of the Master rather than level a Uranti Bolt or something else like that. So now we have 12 damage in hand, and we should be able to deal with his board. He's going to have a good amount of creatures, though. Hopefully one of them is not a gargoyle. Or a sentinel. Those are probably the two biggest cards right now. So he's choosing to take out this Master of Elements with his gargoyle, which is totally fine. So now we have an Echo Wisp. He has an Arc Flight, so that actually has to die. If we spark this, we get in for 14 and put him dead on board to a number of things. So I actually think that's the play here. So what we do is we put him dead to burn. So we static shock him, chump block, spark, chump block. We have all but one lane filled. He has no aggressive creatures. We get him down to 4. One burn spell kills him. Well, not a level 2 static shock, but my point is taken. So what he has to do is he has to block all 3 of my creatures here. We'll be able to get in for some damage. We're going to static shock him, play Phytobomb, and most likely roar. Continue leaving ourselves with the most possible outs. We are actually not going to... Let me think. We actually do have to Phytobomb, so we have to take the damage here. And Phytobomb post-combat. No, we can static shock and not have to take any damage. Block it. Hit battle. Phytobomb says he can't move. Roar does that, and now he's dead to that spark in my hand. So if he cannot kill me this turn, I win. And this is a difficult matchup because Gargoyle is a very difficult card for you to deal with. He has a Tactician, so he can wipe my board. I'm not dead to a burn spell. So I do believe I win. And no slow rolls here. And we win. We got there. So that was a game of Lifebomb versus Growbots, which is a very good deck in my opinion. And if you play it well, it's possible, but it's a very difficult matchup. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.